Hey, all, Baruch Halevi B here from Soul Centered. I just wanted to recap this week. This week I talked a lot about the elections and the tensions in relationships between husbands and wives and parents and children and siblings, um, friends, communities being really ripped apart by the presidential elections. I know a lot is at stake, and it is important to vote, and it is important to vote for the right president. I don't have an opinion on that. I do have an opinion on it is never as important as making sure we take care of and tend to our relationships. No election is worth it. I've talked to many couples who are considering even whether they want to be in a relationship with this person who's voting a different way. I've talked to siblings who are literally not speaking. They say they'll resume after the elections, but that's a slippery slope. I know. I went through this with my own father years back. He and I had it out over religion, not politics, but essentially the same end. We didn't speak for 9 months. And you know, now he's dead. I regret it. We did speak afterwards, but it was wasted time. Over what? I don't exactly even remember. I just remember the shouting, the disagreement, the name calling, the accusations, and don't let that happen. Don't allow this election to divide you and your loved ones. I've talked a lot about it. I did a video on it. You can listen to that. I wrote a blog on it, and this recap. In this recap, I just want to add one last thing, that no matter what has been said or what has been done, it is never too late to forgive and to apologize. I know it may be hard. I know it probably is certainly most definitely hurtful, but the best relationships we have are the ones that oftentimes cut the deepest, because we care the most. So if you do love that person and you do want to have them in your life beyond the elections, reach out to them. Say I'm sorry, or invite or accept an apology. Um, and think about this beautiful and painful teaching. I don't have it in front of me, so I'll just recall it. It's called the white ribbon. I know a pastor shared it like 100 years ago, and it just got passed down. It actually became the precursor to that song, "Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree." Same idea, but this was where it grew out of. That a young man who was a convict, he had made mistakes in his life, and he had been serving his life in prison. This was a long time ago, before internet, before cell phones. He lost connection with his family because they were disgusted with him, and they didn't write him, they didn't come to visit him. It was time for him. He paid. He did his crime. He did his time. He was returning, and he sent them a letter ahead of time saying, "I don't know if you want to see me. I don't know if there's a place for me in your home or your hearts. I don't know if I can bear seeing that and confronting it. So I'll say this: tie a white ribbon around the tree, um, the apple tree on the edge of our property, the one that you see when you're coming through town on the train. And if there's a white ribbon there, I'll come home. And if not, I'll just continue on and I'll stay out of your lives." And so he was on the train coming home, and he was so anxious he couldn't bear it. And he's telling the person next to him, this kind stranger who was just so empathetic, and said, "Look, look out the window for you. I know it's just so difficult." And as they came across, this his town and to the edge of the property where his parents lived, the stranger put his hand on the man and said, "Son, it's going to be okay. Look." And the man looked up, and there were tons and tons of white ribbons all over this beautiful apple tree. And in that moment, right, the family was reunited, the son with his parents and his siblings, because they opened their heart and they forgave. Wayne Dyer says, "Love is forgiving. Love is forgiving." Give your love through forgiving and asking for forgiveness, bestowing forgiveness. No matter what it is, no matter what you've gone through, it's not worth it. These presidential debates are not worth it. Your loved ones, however, are worth it. So think a second time. Reach out to them. Stop talking about it. And if you're going to talk about the election, look at my last video for some ideas on how to converse about the elections. But most of all, just converse. Converse lovingly, and reach out to your loved ones to return to that relationship. Until the next time, salam, shalom, namaste, peace.